Well, hello, good morning. We are at the
Masset government dock or fuel dock.
Yep, and so it's where the commercial boats come in.
The boats can fuel up right over there, and they can tie up here and load product. Like there's some nets over there.
But you want to talk about the Masset Inlet? How
It goes inland quite a ways, 60, 70 miles, something like that. But the tide is going out right now, and it's known for one of the fastest tides
in North America. At 8 knots, which is
like
what?
10 miles an hour or something like that.
Yeah, it looks like a river with a big time current. You were saying at home there would be signs everywhere.
Guardrails. We wouldn't be able to be here. And up here there was one sign at the beginning of the dock that said something about property of the government or city of Masset. Use at your own risk.
Yeah, right there is the fish processing plant.
Our three kings or spring salmon, and we brought a couple of lingcod, a coho, nice sized coho, and two really nice halibut. So they've filleted them there, or filleted them.
Yeah, fillet.
As they say.
Fillet, tomato.
Here. And we're gonna pick them up tomorrow morning before we head to the airport.
Okay, so what's your extensive knowledge of crab pots, considering that you watch the Netflix Dangerous Catch?
Dangerous Catch. I can tell you all about them.
Exactly.
Basically, I know nothing other than these are crab pots, and the crabs swim in this way, and then there's a little thing here that should be spring loaded so they can't swim back out.
Yep.
But they go in there to go after the bait, and then they get trapped in there.
And I don't know. And
there's a plane going to get fuel at the fuel dock, I bet.
We just walked away from there, so I'm not going to get a good shot of that. I'm fascinating with it. Fascinated. I'm not
you
fascinating.
Really think it's keen. You're keen on it.
Yeah. Shoot.
Well, we can go
just
back
there.
over there.
Nah. We're just looking at the low tide index. Is that what they would call it?
Chart. The tide chart for Masset.
Yep, for Masset. And it's pretty cool because what I like about the news here of the CBC, which is the Canadian Broadcasting Company, I like it that it's just local news. And so when you're driving down in the car and you're listening to that, it's just about tides, when the low tide's coming in, high tide, their local news events, just what's going on in their community, and that's really fun. How do you feel about that?
Just outstanding. It's about what so-and-so did yesterday and is going to do tomorrow.
Yeah, and about the low tides, high tides, everything revolves around fishing in this community, and so I just find that interesting. What's your specialty here at Sandy Seafood?
Usually fish and chips, halibut bites.
Is it like cod?
No, we don't catch cod.
No,
where they fish around here, it's too shallow, eh?
Uh-huh.
They just fish the shallows, and cod you find around structure like pinnacles and deeper water, eh?
So what kind of fish and chips? What kind of fish?
Halibut.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think we got to do that.
Yeah. Fish and chips, okay?
Please.
Yep.
Be about 15 minutes.
Sounds great.
And
You folks from
Minnesota?
Minnesota, holy. That's quite a ways, eh?
Yeah, it is.
How are you guys enjoying it here?
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's like you said, the beauty is just something else.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll find real old glass down here. It's from I don't know, it's real old. I got a friend, I just live up here, and he was digging around down the beach, and he found like a Coke bottle from the 1800s.
Wow.
It's pretty neat.
Cool. And then they call that sea glass, the stuff that you... Check it out. Got some sea glass. Yep, there it goes. Uh-oh. I think Rich smells his fish cooking. We better go back up there. And the lovely gentleman over here is going to get something that's interesting, and he's going to talk about it. This is all about maritime, because this is what this whole island is about, right? Oh, cool.
Oh, look at that.
Well, it's a nice large glass ball
From
from Japan. The glass left Japan in bricks, and it was used as ballast on the boat. Weight to keep the boat down in the water before there's fish in the boat. And then they blow the balls right on the boat as they were fishing and needed them, and also needed the room for more fish. And they fish away.
Where were they doing fishing? In this area or closer to Japan or both?
Or in between?
In between, all the way across. They do a lot of high seas fishing. And so if we get a big storm, you'll find glass balls all over the coast will get blown up. From offshore, we fish commercially, and we found quite a few floating around. And my wife would spot them, and then she said, "You're going there." In 1850, there was a group of HAIDA traders that went to trade in Port Simpson. And the preacher in Port Simpson in 1850 wrote down, documented all the boats that came, what they were carrying, how many people were on each boat. But he also measured the keel length of each canoe. And the longest HAIDA canoe the keel was 83 feet, and the bow stem was 15 feet. Makes the boat over 100 feet long. It was double masted and gaff rig sailed. It was larger than anything the Vikings had, and could have traveled anywhere in the Pacific. This is Masset Harbor in the when it was busy, with a fishing fleet in, which we don't have anymore. There would have been 1,000 or more trawlers out here in the day. Well, if you go up to Alaska right now, they have looked after their fishery, they've looked after the environment, and they've looked after the fish to the extent that they can. They have viable fishing communities still. Canada, on the other hand, we have not looked after our environment, we have not looked after the fishery, and the Department of Fisheries and Oceans has put policies in place that have been devastating to every fishery other than the halibut, which is an international agreement, which has looked after the Americans and the Canadians, and the Americans being very strict on the rules and regulations. We have a healthy halibut fishery on the West Coast. British Columbia needs to do the same thing they're doing in Alaska. We're fish first.
All I do is film boats.
All right, there's another boat right there.
It is. I'll have to get that when it comes closer.
It's a beautiful boat.
That's lovely.
So now we have to wander back to the place, get ready, and Trevor and Claire are having us over for fish chowder.
I know, I'm so excited. There they go. They dropped the people off from the mainland, and we got some more people on it, and they're taking off.
Here we are back in Alaford Bay.
And just like that, we're off the island. Well, no, actually.
We're on a different island.
We're off that north island and on this island. And
10 clicks to Sandspit Airport.
Yep. And just to make sure that we get all of our coolers of fish on the airplane. Yep. We're going to have many, many good, healthy meals ahead of us. And so we want our fish.
Absolutely.
Yes, we're excited. And so I'm glad that he brought me along because now I understand the whole value of a fishing trip and I can see why he likes it so much and the value of getting fish. And how much.
Hunter-gatherer.
Yeah, the hunter-gatherer situation.
A lot of work, but a lot of fun.
Yep. So we are off to Vancouver in a couple hours and then I don't know if we're going to do any more vlogging, but we hope you enjoy what we were able to experience. Any last words?
No.
Or second
Thanks
to last
for a
words?
good trip.
Yeah, that was awesome.